Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Chuck Durham. I'm the Business Diversity Manager in the Mayor's Office for the City of Pittsburgh. This is the Equal Opportunity Review Commission meeting for July 2020. I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Lewis.
Good afternoon, everyone. Commissioner Tracy McCants Lewis opening up the Equal Opportunity Review Commission meeting for July 17th, 2020. At this time, if I can ask the commissioners for approval of the June 2020 meeting minutes. Are there any amendments needed to the minutes? Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Commissioner Myers. And any other, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Ruiz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Any opposition? Thank you. The meeting minutes are approved for June 2020. Next, we will go on to the plans that we have presented today. The first plan are members of the Housing Authority, specifically for the Hamilton Larimer demolition, available on the call.
Yes, my name is Brandon Havranek. I'm the contract manager for the Housing Authority of the City of Pittsburgh. I believe, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay, go ahead.
On the line, I do have a representative from Pro Quality. Cosmo is on the line, but so if you have any questions, he can answer them, as well as the project manager, Jose Solis, is on the line with me as well.
Okay.
So as you can see, we brought forth the plan for demolition for 6 row houses in Hamilton Larimer. The scope of work is going to be tearing down, removing, and abatement of the buildings there. Yeah, not to exceed contract amount was $658,000. Pro Quality was the lowest responsible bidder to the IFB that we put out, and they have met the goals of 18% and 7 with the subs of WJ Scott as their MBE and JAO Unlimited as their WB. You guys have any questions?
Yeah.
Or if you'd like me to go into any more detail?
Commissioners, at this time, do you have any questions about this particular project? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to accept the plan?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, motion to approve. All of those that will approve the plan,
Aye.
if you could raise your hand and say aye.
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 Anyone in opposition? Any abstention? The plan passed. Thank you.
Tracy,
Yes.
Tracy, Aaron is trying to get in. I don't know if Chuck or somebody can get to their email and help her get on.
Only Joy, can you let her in, please?
I don't think I think she's just not, she doesn't have a good link and I wasn't able to get it to her somehow.
Okay, well, let's keep the meeting going and then I'll double back to her.
Thank
Okay.
you, folks. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to the second plan, Plan 2007-02. Domi, do we have individuals on the line?
Yes, this is Eric Setzler from the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure. We have also with us representative from our designer, Bill Cease, and 2 representatives from our contractor, Allison Park.
Okay, thank you. Eric, can you give us a brief overview of the plan?
Yeah, so this is a landslide remediation project in the Cowley Getman Park in Troy Hill. Behind the spray park, there has been some land movement, which has compromised a sidewalk and a slope. Our project involves reconstructing the slope, using soil nails as a technique to stabilize the slope and rebuilding it back up and restoring the sidewalk and restoring, there's some utility lines that are in danger that will be stabilized as part of that. Allison Park was our low bidder. The contract was $770,000. They have several subs on the project. MBE subs, Al Geiser and Sons Trucking and North Suburban Tree, and then WBE subs, Shea Khan Supply and Adams Petroleum Products. As you can see, their percentages are 8.8% for MBE and 2.33% for WBE.
At this time, commissioners, are there any questions with regard to this proposed plan?
Commissioner, I mean, the question is it's low, so why is that? And are we going to, I mean, how can we get it up? The numbers, the percentages.
This is Dave Scheidler with Allison Park Contractors. This project is unique in that, and designers could probably add to it. It's a soil nail project, which is a specialized project, and there aren't any minority drillers to utilize on the project. The equipment's relatively expensive, and we just exhausted everything we could, and with the nature of the project, it just doesn't lend itself to do anything, and that's really the lion's share of the project.
Yeah, that is true. The majority of this work is the soil nail work, and I've never come across a DBE firm that actually did soil nail work myself. I don't know if Eric's ever come across any in some of the work that he's done either. But yeah, the lion's share of this work is the soil stabilization, and you're kind of stuck with having to do that with a qualified contractor that can do this type of work, these soil nails.
After this work is completed, is there any opportunity for additional work that DBEs can do with regard to putting the land back together? Any of the concrete work, if there's anything such as that that's needed? Is there additional work after this stabilization of the land where DBEs can be utilized?
With the project being so heavy on the soil nail portion of it, there certainly is some sidewalk to go back. It's and other typical projects, we would see a larger restoration portion that we could utilize other minority contractors, but this one it's so minor. Like I said, I think we've pretty much exhausted everything, and the amount of dollars for the restoration just isn't there to utilize someone. So I think we unfortunately we've used every effort we can. It's just unfortunate with this project, just doesn't lend itself to trying to do it. My other projects certainly have other projects with the state turnpike, and I go over on those ones. It's just unfortunate on this one. It just doesn't meet the exact requirements. But if there's additional work or something, I'm all for trying to meet the goal at the end of the day. I work with whoever, whenever, to try and utilize minorities on the project to meet the goals.
And I would like to say too that I've been working with those guys, and we did bring the percentage up, Commissioner Lewis, from 1% to the 11.33 now. So I have been working with Eric and Allison to get that up, and they came up 10% since we've been working together. So they've done a good job of that.
I just have one last just point to make. I think what we heard today is that there are no DBEs or minority or women-owned businesses that do this type of work. That is an issue that I see, and I think in years to come, we can't use that excuse anymore. what types of opportunities are we giving for DBEs that may have interest in doing this work, giving them the tools necessary to become certified to do this. So what type of programs are going to be put in place to ensure that they get the training, they get the resources and the opportunities to be able to engage in this type of work, so that we don't have to come back to the table and say, there are none that are qualified to do this work. There are none that have the resources to be able to do this work. So I think as part of the EORC and some of the things that we look at for companies to do is to be able to give opportunities, to be able to share knowledge and be able to share resources, to put people in place to give them the opportunities to do this kind of work. So that's all that I have to say. And I do see that our chair, Commissioner Conley, is on the line. So I'm going to hand it back over to her to finish with regard to leading the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lewis.
Thanks, Tracy, for going through that. Sorry, just to be caught up, did we already do the Housing Authority or is that next?
No, we did the Housing Authority already. This is the second one, Commissioner.
Okay. Well, I have a little bit of, I had a little bit of background on this, just talking to Chuck over the past couple of days regarding it. And like he said, these guys really did go back to the drawing board and put forth more of an effort. And I think, really put a good faith effort in of trying to get more participation. So I don't have any further questions. I was briefed on it prior to even getting on the call. Does anybody else, if there isn't any more questions, if somebody could make a motion, that would be great. Can I get a motion?
I'll move. It's Commissioner Siegel. I do appreciate the background on the company's previous efforts and existing efforts with other projects. So thank you for that information.
I'll second Commissioner McCants Lewis.
Did you move to approve? You just said you moved. You didn't say to approve.
Me? I moved to
Yes.
approve.
Okay.
I moved to approve.
Tracy seconds. All those in favor indicate by using your little hand here or saying aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Okay,
Aye.
so motion's approved. This passes. Thank you guys. Thank everybody. Thank you everybody for calling in. We appreciate the attendance.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, so we're moving on to the ITQs.
Yeah, hello, Commissioners. We're going to postpone the ITQ update report until next month because Upaza had an emergency today with her daughter, and she was going to give you that update. I will give you the 2020 update report on our plans. As of today, we have approved 19 plans for a little over $12 million. 10 of those plans are Housing Authority. 7 of those plans are from Department of Mobility and Infrastructure, and 2 were from City Planning. This time last year, we were maybe 5 or 6 plans ahead and maybe 10 or 20 million ahead. It's not coming the way I thought it would out during this time of COVID, but things will be picking up. We have the SEA coming back to us next month. They're going to start doing their work on the North Shore starting in September. So they're going to be presenting to us in August. That's the quick report on the 2020 update. I will have a more formal report to you in August, more like the 2019 report.
Thanks, Chuck. That's great. We're excited to have the SEA coming back. I also wanted to mention the article about us in the Post-Gazette. Did you guys all see that?
What's that?
The article about the EORC in the Post-Gazette?
I did not.
No.
Yeah,
somebody
you just
share
go
the
on
link on the
Post-Gazette
call?
website and search it.
I don't subscribe to the Post-Gazette any longer, so
Me neither. I
unfortunately,
can't
I'm not able
Yeah.
to read their articles.
I can't get
I
it
don't
either.
subscribe either, but Juan Garrett, who's you guys all know is like my best friend, he sent it to me because it really was complimenting us that we did $23 million in contracts with minority and women-owned business last year, and
Yes.
it really showcased us in a positive light. So it made me proud.
Yes. Was
I'm
it?
going to get the text to you all.
Yeah, please send that. I didn't get a chance to look at it either. I'm glad. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
guys do a great job. Thank you very much for all your help. And I want to thank you guys for being on our line today. I know this is Friday, and I'm trying not to help this happen again on Friday. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I was the wrong, I don't know what happened. I didn't have that link. Whoever sent me the last one, I was able to get in, but
Right.
whatever link that you sent was telling me that was for the 6/18 meeting, and it
Okay,
wasn't
I
letting me
sent-
in.
Yeah, I send the link out. I try to send the link out a couple times, so I'll continue to do that. Yeah, so yeah, I heard about the newspaper article, but I didn't actually read it. I'm glad it was positive because you guys are doing a great job, and I want to thank you for all your help because I couldn't
I
do it
put
without
the link in the chat. I'm also glad to email
Yeah.
anybody who needs it, the text, if you
it.
can't.
Okay,
access.
was that when did that article come up? By the way, do you know?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
June 25th.
Oh, okay, great.
Well, further than that, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much for sharing that. So, Commission Chair, that's all I have.
Yeah,
Is there anything else?
that's all I
Oh,
have too.
there was one other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I've been diving into the compliance end now that I have Upasna doing some of the other stuff. So we need to go over 177A in the city code about some of the disciplines that you guys can impose on people who are not meeting up to their compliance end. I looked over a few of them, and they go from suspension to all the way from, stopping the contract. So I think we need to revisit that in the coming months because I'm doing a deeper dive into the compliance into these contracts.
Okay.
Okay.
And Chuck, are you doing that yourself, or do you have a team that's going to be assisting you to look at compliance?
Right now, it's me and New Posner doing it, but they're getting ready to hire another individual. I'm hoping to get them onboarded by September, and that'll probably be their main focus is to see the compliance and make sure. Because I took a quick scan, Commissioner Lewis, and I found out that although that they come up to the percentages, a lot of them fall short. So I need to have somebody help me take a deeper dive. You're right. So hopefully there'll be somebody with me by September.
That's great news.
Okay, if there's nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Commissioner McCants Lewis, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, see you guys. Have a great weekend.